In the last episode, we saw how an issue gets processed and the data gets extracted and put into this replica data structure, and then how the replica gets transferred over to the other side of the Exalate connection. Now it's time to have a deeper look at the replica itself and see how we can extract data from it. So for the purpose of this video, I've got a test ticket out here, and I'll just exalate it using my test connection. This will create a work item on the Azure DevOps side and will provide me with a link to that work item once it's done. But this time, it's not the work item itself that I'm interested in, but it's the replica object itself. Let's give it a few seconds to complete. All right, now that we've got a test ticket on the Azure DevOps side, let's just quickly open it. It's task number 8693. That has been created on the Azure DevOps end. If you go to the Exalate panel on the Azure DevOps end, you've got an option on this sidebar called the Entity Sync Status. Choose your project and put in the work item number, which in my case was 8693, and hit Search. Now we have this button here called Show Remote Replica. The remote replica is the entire replica object that arrives from the other end, and if you start reading it, it will start making sense to you. For instance, the components field is empty because we do not populate it on the Jira side. The attachments are empty too, and so on. So the description does have a description, and that this is a test ticket. This was exactly the description that was included in my actual Jira issue. Then you've got some project information about the project key, which was CM. It also tells you about the issue key, the summary of the ticket, and a lot of other information. Something interesting to look at is the reporter field. So the reporter is a data structure itself. You get the key, the active value, the email, and the display name. And in order to access any of these fields, how the syntax goes will be replica.reporter.key to access the key. Again, replica.reporter.key. Similarly, if you look at priority, it's not a simple string value. It's a data structure, which has an ID and a name. So in order to access the word medium, in which we are presumably interested, we should say replica.priority.name. Now, with the issue type, it was a story, but the point here is that it's not a simple value. It's a data structure instead. And lastly, if you look at status, you can see that the status is quite a complex data structure. But usually we're interested in the name of the status, which can be accessed by replica.status.name. So hopefully this episode has helped visualize how the replica arrives at the destination and helped you with the syntax as well.